Hello! In the videos, we use a new learning system. This system needs repetition. We repeat words and sentences so they stay in your mind, then you repeat. Repetition helps you learn better and faster. Stay with us and learn English easily.
Clock, clock. Meaning: a thing that shows time. A thing that shows time. Time is shown by a clock. Time is shown by a clock.
Sentences and examples.
The clock is on the wall. The clock is on the wall. Samim bought a clock for his house. Samim bought a clock for his house. They set the alarm for 6 a.m. They set the alarm for 6 a.m.
Time, time.
Meaning:
what we measure in hours and minutes. What we measure in hours and minutes. What time is it now? What time is it now?
Sentences and examples.
I check the time. I check the time. Jenny goes to school at a specific time. Jenny goes to school at a specific time.
Watch, watch. Meaning: a small clock you wear. A small clock you wear.
Sentences and examples.
I wear a watch. I wear a watch. Julie's watch is a brand, so it is expensive. Julie's watch is a brand, so it is expensive. Tom wears a watch on his hand. Tom wears a watch on his hand.
Backpack, backpack. Meaning: a bag you carry on your back. A bag you carry on your back.
Sentences and examples.
I carry a backpack. I carry a backpack. Nikki has a bag on her back, that it's backpack. Nikki has a bag on her back, that it's backpack. Hakeem puts his sports things in his backpack. Hakeem puts his sports things in his backpack.
Desk, desk. Meaning: a table for study or work. A table for study or work.
Sentences and examples.
I sit at the desk. I sit at the desk. Layla needs a desk to work on the computer. Layla needs a desk to work on the computer. Sammy needs a desk for sewing work. Sammy needs a desk for sewing work.
Notebook, notebook. Meaning: a book to write in. A book to write in. Reading, writing. Need a notebook and a pen. Reading and writing. Need a notebook and a pen. Practice writing needs a notebook. Practice Writing needs a notebook.
Sentences and examples.
I write in my notebook. I write in my notebook. Samim writes a lot in his notebook to get better. Samim writes a lot in his notebook to get better. Hakeem bought a notebook for writing and reading. Hakeem bought a notebook for writing and reading.
Paper, paper. Meaning: material to write on, material to write on. Paper is like a board, and we write on it with a pen. Paper is like a board, and we write on it with a pen.
Sentences and examples.
I write on paper. I write on paper. I do my math practice on paper. I do my math practice on paper. Samim bought white paper for writing poems. Samim bought white paper for writing poems.
Pencil, pencil. Meaning: a tool to write or draw, a tool to write or draw. Pencil marks can be erased. Pencil marks can be erased. Children first write with a pencil. Children first write with a pencil.
Sentences and examples.
I write with a pencil. I write with a pencil. Writing with a pencil is easier than a pen. Writing with a pencil is easier than a pen. Sanam uses an eraser to clean the board. Sanam uses an eraser to clean the board.
Eraser, eraser. Meaning: a thing to remove pencil marks. A thing to remove pencil marks.
Sentences and examples.
I use an eraser. I use an eraser. Sanam uses an eraser to clean the board. Sanam uses an eraser to clean the board. Hakeem cleans the board. Hakeem cleans the board.
Board, board. Meaning: a surface to write on in class. A surface to write on in class. We write on a big board. We write on a big board.
Sentences and examples.
The teacher writes on the board. The teacher writes on the board. All students look at the board. All students look at the board. The teacher tells students to look at the board. The teacher tells students to look at the board.
Classroom, classroom. Meaning: a room for learning. A room for learning. There are many students in the classroom. There are many students in the classroom.
Sentences and examples.
We study in the classroom. We study in the classroom. Tom and Jenny are in the same class. Tom and Jenny are in the same class.
Student, student. Meaning: a person who learns. A person who learns.
Sentences and examples.
I am a student. I am a student. Jack is a 6th grade student. Jack is a 6th grade student. They study, they are students. They study, they are students.
Lesson, lesson. Meaning: something you learn. Something you learn. Learning something new. Learning something new.
Sentences and examples.
This lesson is easy. This lesson is easy. Andy has a hard lesson today. Andy has a hard lesson today. The school gives many lessons to students. The school gives many lessons to students.
Homework, homework. Meaning: work you do at home. Work you do at home. Homework is given to students. Homework is given to students.
Sentences and examples.
I do my homework. I do my homework. Max does his homework first. Max does his homework first. Hakeem does not do his homework and wastes time. Hakeem does not do his homework and wastes time.
Question, question. Meaning: something you ask. Something you ask. To know something or someone. To know something or someone.
Sentences and examples.
I ask a question. I ask a question. Some students ask the teacher. Some students ask the teacher. Austin asks some questions from his teacher. Austin asks some questions from his teacher.
Answer, answer. Meaning: a reply to a question. A reply to a question. Knowing the response to a question. Knowing the response to a question.
Sentences and examples.
I give an answer. I give an answer. Students want answers from the teacher. Students want answers from the teacher. Kareem gets the answer to his question. Kareem gets the answer to his question.
Read, read. Meaning: look at words and understand. Look at words and understand.
Sentences and examples.
I read a book. I read a book. Tom reads to prepare a report. Tom reads to prepare a report. Sammy reads a lot for the exam. Sammy reads a lot for the exam.
Write. Write. Meaning. Make words on paper. Make words on paper.
Sentences and examples.
I write my name. I write my name. Sam writes book. Sam writes book. Samim writes an article. Samim writes an article.
Speak. Speak. Meaning. Say words. Say words. Speaking is needed for communication. Speaking is needed for communication.
Sentences and examples.
I speak English. I speak English. I talk with Raheem about the new class. I talk with Raheem about the new class. Layla talks with Samim about football. Layla talks with Samim about football.
Listen. Listen. Meaning. Hear and understand. Hear and understand. Listening is for hearing. Listening is for hearing.
Sentences and examples.
I listen to the teacher. I listen to the teacher. Sammy listens to the radio. Sammy listens to the radio. Hakeem and Sana listen to a story. Hakeem and Sana listen to a story. Simple story.
One day, Samim and Sunia go to the classroom. There is a big clock on the wall. Samim looks at the time and says, "We are early." Sunia has a backpack. Inside, she has a notebook, paper, and a pencil. She also has an eraser. They sit at the desk. The teacher comes and writes on the board. All the students look and listen. The teacher gives a lesson. Samim reads from his notebook. Sunia writes on the paper. The teacher asks a question. Samim knows the answer and speaks. Sunia listens carefully. After class, they go home. They do their homework together. Samim reads, and Sunia writes. At night, they finish their work and say, "Today was a good day. We learned a lot." Do you like this method? Write in the comments and subscribe. Stay with English No Limits.